Samsung has been on somewhat of a roller coaster the past year. Last year they brought us the Samsung Galaxy S5, which wasn't all too great, but they also brought us the fantastic Galaxy Note 4. This year they started off with a bang with this, the Samsung Galaxy S6. Completely redesigned, completely reworked, and it's definitely a phone that's been catching people's attention. So enough of us talking, let's go ahead and unbox the Galaxy S6 and share with you our first impressions. The first thing we notice is the box is completely more modern. Gone is the weird looking fake wood and welcoming a modern and clean looking box. Also, the font itself has changed from the old Galaxy S5 to a more simple and modest Galaxy S6. Now let's go ahead and slide off the cover and we'll just lift up the top of the lid of the box to reveal the beautiful looking Samsung Galaxy S6 in this deep blue color called Black Sapphire. Lifting up the phone immediately shows off what's new and changed on the Galaxy S6. This is by far the best feeling Samsung phone, and it may even be one of the best feeling phones around. It's Gorilla Glass 4 on the front and the back, and it has these beautiful metal signs with Xperia Z3-esque lines. It's also radically more thin than the Galaxy S5, and it just sits beautifully in the hand. But before we get too carried away, let's look at what else comes inside the box. Inside we'll find a packet full of manuals and safety information telling you not to lick your Galaxy S5 and not to plug in your toaster into the micro USB port. Underneath that, you'll find a set of earphones, a micro USB cable, and a standard issue fast charging wall wart. And now we can get back to the main piece of the show, the Galaxy S6. Let's talk specs. Up front, you'll find a beautiful 5.1-inch QuadHD Super AMOLED display. It's the same size as the S5 but a higher PPI at 577. Around the sides of the S6, you'll find the volume rockers on the left side, a lock switch and a SIM card tray on the right, an IR blaster on the top of the phone, and finally a micro USB port and a set of speaker holes on the bottom. Now flip it to the back and you'll see an all Gorilla Glass 4 back with a beautiful 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization and a combined flash and heart rate sensor. Now on to the internals. Packed inside the Galaxy S6 is the Samsung Exynos 7420, which includes a quad-core 2.1 GHz A57 chip alongside a quad-core 1.5 GHz A53 chip. That combines to be an octa-core powered device. The GPU is also new, which is a Mali T760 MP8. Also, forgot to mention this has 3 GB of RAM and 32, 64, or 128 GB of internal storage. Sadly, there is no micro SD card expansion this year. Now, the Samsung Galaxy S6 in the hands feel unbelievable. This is actually my first time personally holding the S6, and I'm absolutely blown away by the quality. All the buttons have great feedback, and the phone feels absolutely more solid and more premium than any phone that preceded it. The only downside I've found so far is the very slippery feeling on the backside. That Gorilla Glass 4 may prove to be the demise of some owners' devices, but we'll definitely see how this does in my pockets and in my hands during my review period. Now let's go ahead and power this thing up and take a brief look at the software. Now the Galaxy S6 is running Android 5.0.2 Lollipop with the latest iteration of TouchWiz. This year TouchWiz has been extremely lightened over the last previous generation, and I'm totally for it. It feels much more snappy than it did on the Note 4. You still have Flipboard integration on the left of the home screen, and it still stutters here and there, but the overall slickness of the user interface is unbeatable. Honestly, it feels like the quickest Android device I've ever used. Quicker than the HTC One M9, but again, these are only my first impressions, and I'll have to provide you guys a proper speed test in an upcoming video. But I want to say thank you for watching my unboxing and first impressions. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure to leave us a comment below of what you would like to see in our future videos and what you liked on the Samsung Galaxy S6, and also future videos on devices like the HTC One M9. Also, subscribe if you haven't already because more videos on the Galaxy S6, including the full review, are all in the works. And lastly, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, my name is Marco Hanna, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.